and today we are going to talk about the scope of the theoretical grammar and the basic linguistic notions. And my name is Dilafruz Umarova. And the language is a semiotic system, its function, elements, and structure. Firstly, what is it, language? Language is a multifaceted, complex phenomenon which can be studied and described from the various points of view as a psychological phenomenon or the cognitive phenomenon and the social phenomenon also, and from point of the view of its historic changes. But first and foremost, I think language is treated as a semiotic system or the system of the science. A system is a structural set of the elements united by the common function, and a language is a system of the specific, interconnected, and interdependent lingual signs united by their common function or forming, storing, and exchanging ideas in the process of the human intercourse. As a system, language is subdivided into three basic subsystems, each of which is a system in its own turn. In linguistics, there are three main subsystems, as I mentioned. The first one is phonological, lexical, and grammatical subsystems of the language. And the phonological system includes the material units of which language is made up. They can be sounds, phonemes, different intonation models, and accent models. The phonological system of the language is studied by phonology. The next one is a lexical system. Includes all the nominative or the naming means of the language. They are words and stable word combinations. And the lexical system is studied, as we know, by the lexicology. And the third subsystem is a grammatical system, and it includes the rules and the regularities of using lingual units in the construction of the utterance in the process of the human communication. And the grammatical system or the subsystem is described by the grammar as a branch of the linguistics. And the following linguistics are the scientists who have conducted deep research in the field of the theoretical grammar. They are Ivan Alexandrovich Badwenda-Courtenay, Alexander Afanasyevich Potebnya, and the third one is a Swiss scholar, Ferdinand de Saussure. And the Swiss scholar Ferdinand de Saussure, he was the first who divided the phenomenon of the language into general two sides. The first side, it is the executive side. It means the speech, and it concerned with the production, transmission, and reception of the speech. And the second side, it is an underlying language system. It is the language. And Ferdinand de Saussure was also among the first scholars who defined lingual units as a specific science. It is a bilateral. As we know, the bilateral means two-sided. And the bilateral units that have both form and meaning. And Ferdinand de Saussure spoke about the indissoluble link between the phonetic signifier and the signified. A lingual sign is graphically presented in the form of the triangle, and including the material form, the meaning, and the referent. For example, the word elephant is a sign. It is consisting of the signifiers. As we know, the signifiers, it is the sequence of the phonemes or the written presentation of letters. In the text, in the word elephant, we have the E-L, E-P, H-A, and T signifiers. It is the form. And the second one is a signified. It is the meaning, the imagination of the animal in our mind. And the third one, it is a referent. It is a real animal in the outside of the world, which may or may not be physically presented. The second point is the lingual elements as a sign, their level, structure, and functional features. The units of the language are of two types, segmental and suprasegmental. Okay. And segmental lingual units consist of phonemes, which are the smallest material segments of the language. Segmental units form different strings of the phonemes. They can be morpheme, words, sentences, phrases, and etc. And if we talk about the suprasegmental elements, they are lingual units and they don't exist by themselves. They form realized together with the form of the segmental units. Nevertheless, they render meaning of the various kinds, including the grammatical meaning. They can be intonation contours, accent, pauses, patterns of word order. For example, here are given the sentence, he is at home. It is the statement sentence. Is he at home? It is a question. It's the example for the suprasegmental element patterns of word order. And the segmental lingual units form the hierarchy of the level. The term hierarchy denotes a structure in which the units of any higher level are formed by the units of the lower level. In the linguistics, there are 6 main linguistic hierarchy. The first one, it is the first level. It is formed by the phonemes. It's called the phonemic, and the smallest material lingual elements or the segments, and they have form always, but they have no meaning. Phonemes differentiate the meaning of morphemes and words. For example, the man and me. And the second level, it's located above the phonemic one, is a morphemic. It is composed of the morphemes and the smallest meaningful elements built up by phonemes. The shortest morpheme can consist of one phoneme. For example, in the word steps, we have the S phoneme and the morpheme, it is rendered the meaning of the third person singular form of the word, or it can be the plural form of the noun. The meaning of the morpheme is abstract and significative. It doesn't name the referent, but only signifies it. And the third level in the segmental lingual hierarchy is the lexemic level, or the level of the words, or the lexemes, nominative lingual units, which express direct nominative meanings. And they name or nominate the various referents. The words consist of phonemes, and the shortest word can include only one morpheme, for example, cat. The difference is in the quality of the meaning. And the first level is a phrasemic, or the level of word combination, or the phrasemes, the combination of 2 or more notional words, which represent complex nomination of various referents. They can be scenes, actions, qualities, and even situations in the sentence. The fifth level is the proposemic level, or it can also be the level of the sentence or the proposemus in the term, but in the lingual units which name a certain situation or events at the same time express prediction. If it expresses the prediction, it is in the level of the proposemic, and they show the relation of the event named to reality, whether the event is real or unreal, desirable or obligatory, stated as a fact or asked about, or affirmative sentence or negative sentence. For example, in the sentence that the departure was sudden, it is a statement sentence. It is a real event which took place in the past, stated as a fact. And the last level, it is the sixth level is formed by the sentence in the text or in the actual speech. For the sake of the unified terminology, this level can be called supraproposemic. And the textual unit are traditionally called the supraphrasal units. We will call such a suprasentential construction, which are produced in the speech dictums. As we know from the Latin language, dicto, it means I speak. For example, dictemas are characterized by the number of the features, the main one of which is the unit of the topic. As with all the lingual units, dictemas are reducible to one unit of the lower level. For example, the text of the advertisement slogan can consist of just one sentence. For example, just do it. This dictema, just do it, tell us all the information of the whole text or the whole contextual meaning. That's why it is this level called supraproposemic. And here you have the self-study questions for the next lesson, and the self-study parts, and also you have the self-study questions. Thank you for your attention.